What if you could describe the app you wish existed, and in about 2 weeks, it's live, real, deployed software you own 100% of? I'm Corey, founder of Neuron. Let me show you the pricing, the process, and why every line gets reviewed before it ships. What if you could describe the app you wish existed, and in about 2 weeks, it's live, real, deployed software, and you own all of the code? That's done for you custom software, done right. I'll walk you through the pricing, why the two usual options fail, why every single line gets reviewed, what owning 100% actually means, and the exact process, step by step. Let's start with the short answer, because the pricing and the process are both plain, not vague. Done for you custom software at a fixed price means you describe the app, we build the whole thing as real deployed software, and you own 100% of the code at the end. 4 steps get you there: describe and scope, architect, build with every line reviewed, plus a dedicated security pass, then deploy and hand over the full source and repository. No spec, no wireframes, and no keyboard handed back to you. And the part that actually protects you, a senior engineer reviews every line and runs a dedicated security pass before anything ships. That's the whole reason a human signs off on the work, and it's the thread running through everything I'm about to show you. So why does this even need to exist? Because if you've had a clear idea for an app, you've probably faced 2 bad choices, and that gap is where most ideas quietly die. One is a traditional development agency, a 6-figure quote, 6 months, buried change orders, and the source code stays on their side of the fence when it's over. The other is the pile of no-code tools and DIY AI builders promising anyone can ship it, right up until the unreviewed code breaks, leaks, or runs up a bill you never saw coming. Those tools hand you both the keyboard and the risk. You validate the security yourself, and you absorb the surprise costs. Here's exactly how big that risk is. Vericode's 2025 Gen AI Code Security Report found that 45% of AI-generated code contains security flaws. That's close to a coin flip on any given block of unreviewed output. Done for you custom software closes that gap structurally. You're not renting a duct-taped stack of 10 subscriptions, and you're not waiting half a year for an agency. You describe the outcome, a team builds it as real software with a human accountable for the code, and you walk away owning the whole thing. Okay, so what does "we build your app" actually mean in practice? Here's the real order, start to finish. 4 steps, in order. Describe and scope on a short call, no spec or wireframes needed. Architect the system before any code is generated. Build with every line reviewed and a dedicated security pass. Then deploy and hand over the full code and repository. Step 1 is a short call. You tell us the problem and who it's for, we write down exactly what the first version includes, and we agree a fixed price. Shaping the idea is our job, not a prerequisite you have to bring. Step 3 is where the accountability lives. Our Neuron engine drafts the code fast, and a senior engineer reviews every change and runs a dedicated security pass, auth, access control, secrets, and dependencies before anything ships. Step 4, we deploy a working app and hand you the full source code, the Git repository, deploy configuration, and setup docs. It's live, it's yours, and you can run or change it however you like from day 1. Let's go deeper on that review step, because it's the single most important word in done for you. Done, meaning finished by people accountable for it, not generated and tossed over the wall. That 45% figure isn't philosophical, it's measured. AI builders are genuinely fast, but speed without review is how a SaaS app ships with a broken login, an exposed secret, or a data leak nobody catches until a user does. The fix isn't to avoid AI. It's to put a human between the AI and your users. So, on every build, a senior engineer does three concrete things an unreviewed tool never will: reviews every change before it merges, runs a dedicated security pass on off, input handling, access control, secrets, and dependencies, and architects the data model and stack up front so the app is sound at the foundation. Think of it as AI speed, human shipped. The engine drafts, the engineer signs off. That review is the core reason to choose a done for you build over raw AI output. Next, the clause most vendors are vague about, because it's where the reoccurring revenue usually hides. What does "you own 100% actually mean? At delivery, you receive the full source, the Git repo, environment, and deploy configuration, and setup docs outright. No license to keep paying, no proprietary platform you're tied to. Because the codebase is standard and documented, you can take it to any developer at any time, or run it yourself. And if you ever cancel the care plan, you keep the code either way. The contrast is sharp. DIY tools hand you the keyboard and the risk. An agency often keeps the repo. Done for you ownership means the asset you paid to create is genuinely yours, to run, to change, or to walk away with. Which brings us to the number everyone actually wants. The pricing is plain text, stated before any work begins. No contact us for a quote, no change order roulette. Launch is a fixed price from $6,500 for a real deployed first version in about 2 weeks. It includes product and UX design, a full stack build, secure auth, senior review of every line, a dedicated security pass, production deploy, full code and repo handover, and 30 days of post-launch support. Scale is a fixed price from $15,000 for a bigger multi-feature build. Multiple user roles, third-party integrations like Stripe, QuickBooks, or a CRM, and a scope and timeline agreed in writing up front. Everything in launch carries over, including full code and repo handover. And care is $1,000 a month for ongoing changes, monitoring, and fixes handled by a senior engineer who already knows your app. It's optional and month to month. Pause or cancel anytime, and you keep the code either way. The guarantee is what makes the fixed price safe to commit to. It's a milestone-based risk reversal. If we don't ship a working first version of what we scoped together, you don't pay the final milestone. We carry the delivery risk, not you. Here's what that actually looks like for the business on the other end of it. Before, a cluttered whiteboard, a stack of spreadsheets, and an idea that's been stuck for months. After, one calm, working product, live and fully owned. That relief is the actual product. Not a deck, not a promise, a real deployed app with your name on the repo. A few of the questions people ask most, answered straight. Do you really own 100% of the code? Yes. On every build, you own all of the code and the repository outright. You get the full source, the Git repo, environment, and deploy configuration, and setup docs at delivery. There's no license you keep paying for, and no platform you're locked into. Is this just vibe coding with unreviewed AI output? No, it's the opposite. The engine drafts code fast. Then a senior engineer reviews every change and runs a dedicated security pass before anything ships. AI is the power tool. A human engineer is accountable for what goes live. What do you need from me to start? A clear description of the problem and who it's for. You don't need a spec or wireframes. That's our job. We run a short scoping call, write down exactly what the first version includes, agree the fixed price, and start building. So here's the one rule that beats any feature comparison. Scope the smallest version that delivers a real outcome. Ship that first and grow from there. We've shipped 4 real products this way: Neuron Academy, Spa Owner HQ, Top Builder AI, and JobScout. If you can describe the problem and who it's for clearly, describe the app you wish existed, and we'll scope it and quote a fixed price. A real reply from the people who build it, usually within 1 business day. The full offer and plain text pricing are at neuron-hq.com. Picture life after the system. Every call answered, every lead booked, and your team finally free for the work only people can do. That's Neuron. Let's build yours.